Hi, everybody. Welcome to Am I the Asshole podcast. I'm Danny Vega. And this is my lovely co-host, Sarah Levine.
Hello.
Sarah keeps like side-eyeing me. Just say it, Sarah. Roast the boy who's recovering from surgery.
Danny's hair is like 3 inches off his head. It's defying gravity.
It's pretty wild.
You didn't get head surgery, all right?
Whoa. Should I take a picture so we can post it in the group? Everybody can roast my ass. God knows.
Or maybe I'm the asshole for roasting you.
Maybe you are, Sarah. Well, listen, we got a new kind of trend, which I'm really enjoying. We've got a listener comment, and I just want to stress.
It came in like an hour ago, not even, I feel like.
I love this, Sarah.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, even though sometimes I roast these people and I get mad, but I actually love that this is happening. This is like a great evolution to the pod, not just the submissions, but now we're getting commentary. And I think this is good.
I'm down to read your guys' letters or have Danny read them.
Do you want to read it, Sarah?
No, I don't really care.
I can't wait till someone calls me sexist for that. Oh, you don't let Sarah read? Oh.
I don't want to read, and I'm very monotone, so it's going to be boring for you guys.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's people that have complained about my reading. They're like, I can't stand you being like,
why?
So I went to the funeral.
You do like put in random inflections when they're not necessarily there.
Oh, they're not random. You just don't understand my craft. Anyway. The title was, Please Call Them Massage Therapists. It's Professional Respect.
Which, first of all, I think you're preaching to the choir because we discussed that last episode.
Right. I think I did at one point say masseuse, and so they're sort of going in on the ambiguity we may have left. But you're right. I feel like we did say
I was like, hey, someone also brought up in the comments that this is not the term you're supposed to use.
Right.
And we were kind of like, all right.
Right.
And then we talked about dietitians for a second. I probably said some incorrect stuff. And then we're like, okay, massage therapist it is, but go off.
It's a good opportunity to learn and be better because massage therapy has a lot of baggage for scandalous situations, sexual exploitation of workers, mostly women immigrants, and prosecution by law enforcement. Masseuse, female, and masseur, male, are very loaded terms. I've never heard masseur. Have you ever heard that, Sarah?
No.
Never heard that.
I thought it was just masseuse was like gender neutral. It's a good opportunity to learn.
A lot of massage therapists, especially women, experience harassment by clients demanding sexual services, and many therapists are at risk of being accused of sexual assault. There are also instances where massage therapists abuse the vulnerability of the situation to exploit clients. Massage providers who go to school and get training and licenses are trying really hard to avoid bad situations and work as professionals. Male massage therapists are also discriminated against a lot by clients who assume that all men will assault them. It's totally understandable to not know about this. Well, let's digest this before we get into the webcomic they sent.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So, look, I'm all for like using the correct term by the people in the community, and they can set that term, and like I'm down with it. However, everything after that is like you're just describing problems with an industry that seem to be systemic problems with the industry.
Yeah.
And calling it by a different name, I don't see how that solves those problems, especially when you admit there are instances where massage therapists abuse the vulnerability of the situation to exploit clients. So I'm like, okay, do you see what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm down to call them massage therapists or whatever you want, but I also don't see how doing that is going to like safeguard against any of these what seem to be like problems with this whole type of work as a whole.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how the licensing works, but I guess the sort of, and I don't mean to suggest this because look, there are unskilled massage therapists out there, but to some
just people who aren't good or like people who aren't certified or whatever.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is look, to some men, some perverted men, or even maybe not perverted, but sad, pathetic men, massage therapy is really touch time. They're paying for touch time. Right. So
you mean like men who seek that out?
Yeah.
Not men who become massage therapists.
No. I actually did know one guy.
I mean, I feel like there are definitely people who are just, people who take advantage of stuff. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's always going to be people who take advantage of stuff.
I'm like, all right, but I feel you.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think it's kind of, I'm trying to think of a good example here. I don't know. Chiropractors come to mind because chiropractors aren't real doctors, but they act like they are. Oh,
I know. I've never been to a chiropractor, but I do feel like that's a common like stereotype of chiropractors. You know, like, oh, lawyers are slimy, chiropractors are quacks. Like, I don't know why.
Are. Well,
but
because they crack your bones and they're like, there goes your cancer. I mean, they're not that ridiculous. Like, here's what I
don't
know.
Okay, what do you know?
My biology teacher in high school was a chiropractor, and he started saying, "Oh, evolution's a theory. They haven't proved it yet." And I was like, "That's not."
This
what that
seems like
means.
correlation and not causation. My parents have gone to a chiropractor. I mean, I feel like they're always fucked up for like 2 days, but then apparently they feel better because they go back.
Right. Well, and look, and that's the thing too, is that look, a good massage therapist is doing therapy, right? But like a bad massage therapist might still be giving their clients what they want. So that's kind of my point.
You mean like a bad, what they want, as in like bad sexual things?
Yeah, exactly. Or just touch time. They might want to be rubbed.
That's what I don't get about like using this to back up this argument. I'm like, I totally see what you're saying, but then you don't want to call those bad people massage therapists, because then it doesn't like solve this issue of this umbrella being placed over people and these bad connotations.
Yeah, you're right.
You know?
Well, and I think also.
So should we call them masseuses?
Yeah, the people who are giving touch time, those are masseuses, and
Is
they
that
know
what
what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they would probably market themselves. I mean, let's be honest, they wouldn't market themselves as such. And we haven't touched this as yet.
Yeah, because then the FBI would be like, knock, knock to everyone who calls themselves a masseuse, or like the police, whatever.
Well, and that's where, and I actually am happy they brought this up, because one thing that does make me uncomfortable about going out to Flushing is that, like, I know some of these women probably, I don't know about are like, you know, they're exploited in a way. You know, I don't know the level of that exploitation, but certainly like there are people who don't speak English.
The people who were at that place who made your brother lay on the floor, I'm sure did not really choose this line of work like by choice.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure
it's
that
certainly
they
plausible
did not wake
to
up
me. Yeah.
and be like, yeah, I'm gonna give hand jobs to strange men.
Right.
I don't think that was
my
their...
brother isn't that strange. She's actually pretty normal. But anyway, yeah. So this is a great comment though. And look, I get their drift though, Sarah. They mean you run into someone, they say, yes, I practice massage, then you call them a massage therapist.
Sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm down. That's fine with me. No issues.
They also kind of brought in this comic here. I like XKCD. Are you an XKCD fan?
Nope. I did not know what that was when they sent a link. I was like, oh, now they want me to get a virus.
Yeah, it's a super nerdy comic. It's always been big on Reddit.
I'm sure I've seen it. I just didn't know what it was called.
Yeah, so it's like it's just stick figures and like deep points. He has a book now, Randall something. I forget his name, but it's a little bit wordy, but the premise is basically like, you know, 0% of people have heard of something at birth, and then at 30, 100% of people have heard of it. And so 4 million people are born a year, so that therefore 10,000 people a day hear about anything for the first time.
Okay. Yeah, and the thesis of this comment is I try not to make fun of people for admitting they don't know things.
Right, because 10,000 people are finding out a day, and the example he uses is Diet Coke and Mentos, which explode when you mix them together. So, and one observation I've made, which is
a good job of describing this comic.
No, that doesn't explain it.
I mean, the Diet Coke and Mentos thing is irrelevant. You're like leaving out all the key points, which is someone who's saying, they're like, if I make fun of people who don't know something for not knowing it, I train them to not tell me when they have those moments, and then you miss out on teaching them something.
Oh,
it's the second panel of the comic.
Well, who gives a shit? Make fun of them because they're fucking stupid. This comic is too nice, in my opinion.
Okay.
You didn't
read like any of the important points that the comic was trying to convey.
I didn't read the
and you
comment.
were just like, oh, Diet Coke and Mentos. And I'm like, no, that's not the thesis here. That's not what they're getting at.
I didn't read the comic. It's a comic. It's for children. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Well, I don't read.
I don't like the assumptions of this comic, Sarah. It's like, because mathematically 10,000 people a day find out about something for the first time. Well, no, because if you're the idiot,
that doesn't make sense. Also, like, there are plenty of people above the age of 30 who are ignorant on certain topics. The math is flawed.
That's another flawed assumption.
Yeah, the math is very flawed here, but let's go with it.
Anyway, suffice to say massage therapist.
So basically you're saying if you don't agree with this comic or this sentiment, then like you're down with this listener making fun of you for not knowing that the correct term is massage therapist.
Well, I already knew because we already talked about it on the episode.
When we first talked about it, you didn't know.
No, I think it's valid. I mean, fair enough. I mean, look, I think it's also like there's certain things that people won't know, right? Like there's like they're not exposed things. Like so then write a think piece and post it on Thought Catalog so more people find out.
Nobody goes on Thought Catalog anymore.
Whatever. Go on Betches or whatever website. I don't know, Sarah. I'm not cool. What do you go on? Quartz? I don't know the cool websites.
Quartz? What is that?
Some business. Anyway, Diet Coke and Mentos. Pour them all over my body and lick it off, sweetheart.
Same massage therapist.
Thank you.
But don't make your massage therapist do that.
So we got another little segment here. I don't know what we call this. You did this before, but it's like you're the fake.
I called it like fake story of the week, but I guess you're the fake is good.
You're the fake story of the week.
You're the liar. Let's go.
AITA for going to a nice restaurant with my wife and sharing a meal. By you, Mustardy Liqueur.
Ew.
I do love the username. So I cut all the filler out because this person is just like the XKCD comic.
Oh my God, it's not your creative writing project. Fucking go. Cut to the chase.
Last night we went to a new restaurant that is considered a quite nice restaurant in the city, $20 to $30 per main course.
What city are you in? Columbus, Ohio?
Yeah, I wouldn't feed that to my dog, but whatever.
I'm jealous.
When they brought out the appetizer, it was very large, so we shared it, and we were definitely full, so we didn't order a main course. We were also planning on having some wine later that night at home, so we only had one glass of sparkling wine each. When we asked for the bill, the waiter was shocked. He asked if we wanted anything else, and we kindly said no, but that the appetizer was delicious. After around 5 minutes, we still didn't get the bill, but after close to 10 minutes, either the owner or manager, don't know, came up to us and gave us the bill, and he said something like, "This is a full-service restaurant. You cannot just come in here and order an appetizer and leave." He gave us a bill and asked us to never come back to the restaurant, AITA.
This, of all the things that never happened, this never happened the most.
This so did not happen.
Yeah. That's not a thing.
This is insane.
A full service restaurant doesn't mean you're obligated to like order one of every course.
That would be weird if that's what it meant.
Yeah, like what are you talking about? That just means they have all this shit.
No, a full service restaurant means you sit down and someone brings you your shit. That's all that means.
What's the big deal?
Doesn't mean you need to order. There's not a mandatory minimum.
Yeah, I know.
So the proof of the pudding here, as if that wasn't obvious enough, is this fucking douche horn. Also left a comment that got negative 54 points, so people smelled what he was cooking. This is not even the first time something like this has happened. We were not even seated once and asked to leave when they asked us on the way to the table if we want the dinner menu, and we just wanted to have a few glasses of wine. We declined the menu and asked for just the wine menu, and they said it isn't possible and that we should leave since it was a full-service restaurant.
Okay, my only thing is like, is it possible that this is in another country?
No, because he was saying that he's from not America. He was like using this to shit on America. I didn't copy and paste a comment. Just trust me, Sarah.
Wait, what do you mean? So he was a tourist coming to America?
No, he was like from a different country and now he lives in America.
And this happened in America?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, no. Like, no.
That didn't happen.
No. Nothing has ever worked that way.
Total horseshit.
Yeah.
Now, I think there is one blurred line that will happen at restaurants where like, say we go and we have a party of 4, we're waiting on 2 of our friends.
Yeah.
Some restaurants will seat you. Others, they go, "Oh, we need the whole party
I
here."
hate that shit, especially when I make a reservation and they make me wait for the whole party. I'm like, if I knew that I could trust 6 of my friends to get at a restaurant at a certain time, I wouldn't have made this fucking reservation.
Well, I think it's only fair to be upset if the restaurant isn't full. If it's full, then I get it. Because it's like, fuck you, you're eating up our seats for no reason.
I guess, yeah. The other thing that I was going to say is like, the only situation in which this could have happened would be like if they sat at that table for 4 hours and only ordered appetizers.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe we cut out that detail. That's where it would be like, "Sir."
But then it wouldn't be like, this is a full service restaurant, you have to order more. They'd be like, "Look, we already lost 4 hours of our time. You got to get the fuck out of here."
Right. Well, no, and that's the kicker of this guy is that he uses this phrase, "This is a full service restaurant." He uses it in both of his lies. And it's like, that's not a thing that has ever been said.
I don't think that word is what you think it means.
Right.
No.
Right. Yeah, it's full service, and the service is, "We're going to beat the shit out of you for lying, sir."
Yeah, that was fun. And can you link me to that later? I want to read it.
Totally.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, we got a juicy little app for you here today. I'm actually really excited about our first story. Our second story of the day, AITA for refusing to tell my brother that his daughter might actually be my child. That's nice and juicy. But this first one, Sarah loves a bridezilla.
Yeah.
AITA for wanting a sunrise wedding by you/sunrise wedding. There you go.
There we go.
Every year on our anniversary, my fiance and I wake up early to go to the beach and watch the sunrise together. It's a very special tradition as we have both overcome a number of personal challenges during our time together, and the symbolism of watching a new day begin is deeply meaningful for us. Don't laugh, Sarah.
I just sighed.
I can't not laugh. We decided we wanted to incorporate this into our wedding. Our plan is to have our ceremony on the beach and have everyone walk over to a beachfront restaurant for breakfast, Bloody Marys, and mimosas. We've already talked to the restaurant owner about this, who loves the idea and said he'd be happy to open early for us. After that, everyone is free for the remainder of the day. Our friends and family are mostly local and should all be able to travel to the beach in under an hour, except for some extended family flying in from Canada, but that's unavoidable. Based on our geographic location and the date of the wedding next summer, we've scheduled the ceremony start time for 5:30 a.m., where there should be plenty of light, but the sun itself won't be quite visible yet. We've been getting a lot of backlash from our families about this, who say this is way too early and we need to move the ceremony to a more quote-unquote normal time of day. My fiance and I don't feel like we're asking for anything that unreasonable. AITA.
This is actually a good one because I feel like as kind of unreasonable as the request is, they're going about it in the most reasonable manner.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to unpack here, and I started off very strongly believing that I love this idea, and
I don't love it.
It's cute,
but I'm like, I don't actually hate it, and I think they are kind of doing it in the most considerate way given the circumstances. Like, they're like,
Sure.
yeah, we know it's 5:30 a.m. We're giving you brunch right after. Then you're free for the rest of the day. Most of the family is local, so it's not like they have to do some crazy flight situation, except for some of the family.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I think some people are going to be put out by this. And I guess I'll start off there because one thing that started to sway me is thinking about the women perspective here. Look, if I have to go to this wedding, I'm waking up at 5 a.m., I'm ready by 5:15, and I'm in my chair at the wedding at 5:27 a.m. But women take a long time to get ready is a thing I've heard. Or is that sexist? Don't give me that look.
You just don't even have to phrase it that way, but keep going.
What? Phrase it what way?
It's like just such a like, women, they take a long time to get ready.
How
It's
the
like,
fuck is that what I said?
that is exactly what you said. You said women take a long time to get ready.
Society has postulated rules that have forced women to.
Really, what you're saying is
general-
the female guest might take longer to get ready, especially since it's a wedding.
Oh, they might, Sarah. I'll bet you all the money I have that they'll take longer.
All right, keep going.
No, that's it. That's my question. I mean, as you've been to a wedding, and Sarah, if I may so inquire, are you one of these women who might take longer than Danny Vega to get ready?
I would probably take longer than you to get ready because I have to do more than just put on my clothes. But
nice.
I would say that I guess also you could figure that for a sunrise wedding, you don't have to get like dressed up to the nines. Like if this was a black tie sunrise wedding, then these people would be the assholes. But you would, like I don't think I got to do like a full face of makeup. I think my hair can be pretty like casual. I don't have to go get a blowout because also that's impossible at 5:30 in the morning. So like I think they would probably tone down the dress code a bit.
They didn't say that though. That's interesting. I assumed it was. I assume all weddings
Aren't beach weddings like a little bit more casual
that's true.
though?
That's true. Yeah. So that's a good point.
Let's say you gotta. All right, it's 5:30 wedding. Most people live an hour away. You gotta be on the road 4:30. It's not great. It's
not great.
Yeah, it would be one thing if I could wake up at 5, but if let's say I'm waking up at 4 in the morning, it's not fun.
Pretty brutal. Haley J writes, you would be the asshole if you expected people to attend said wedding.
Okay, well, that's the point of the wedding. What if you were like, I'm having a wedding and I don't expect you to come?
Don't go. I wouldn't go to a wedding, 5 a.m. wedding for anyone in the world. Yes, it's their wedding, but when you throw a wedding, you're hosting all your loved ones for a party. Don't be a shitty host and inconvenience literally everyone you love so extremely as this.
It's a good point. I think a lot of people don't consider the majority of their guests when they're doing these like dumb whimsical things at their wedding. However, on the counterpoint, like you got to wake up really early for a wedding, or you have to be out really late if you have it at like a normal time. Or like some people do that thing where you wait 2 or 3 hours in between the ceremony and then the reception. Like if you're having your wedding at a church, for instance, I know this happens a lot where they have this like annoying break in between.
Oh yeah, I haven't been to a wedding with that in a while.
I guess I haven't because the only 2 weddings I've been to, the ceremony it's been at like a venue, but I know that happens.
You've only been to 2 weddings?
Yeah.
Why are you so angry at Bridezillas?
I don't know.
I've been to 200 weddings this fucking year and I don't have your rage.
I don't know. I just think they're so unreasonable.
Stephanie N writes, NTA, I kind of like the idea. It's 5:30 a.m. It's not that early. People can do it one day of the year. Sheesh. See, like, I guess part of me, and look, I used to do hard drugs and wait for sunrise. So part of me gets it. But
you think these people want to be partying?
No, I'm saying
they
like
just want to sleep.
there's something special about watching the sun come up when you're on acid or whatever, marrying the person of your dreams. You know, it's all the same. So, but yeah, like I think it is kind of cool. I don't know. I would remember that shit.
I know. The thing is, like, I would hate it up until the point that I was there, and then I would be like, "This was nice."
Yeah,
and then I would go home and sleep the rest of the day.
See, that is a strong point there.
Yeah, she's not like, oh, and then we're going to have a brunch, and then we're going to have an after party, and then there's a dinner that you're all required to attend. She's like, no, I know it sucks. You got to get up early, but like, then go home.
See, I'm ready to do this in the reverse. You know,
A sunset wedding?
No, sunrise wedding, but it's the nightcap. Like, and let's just pretend I drank and did drugs still. In that world, we fucking start the party at 11 p.m., which, by the way, is normal in New York. You said that.
Honestly, that would be like my wedding. I would go to like Freehold, stay out until 3:30 a.m.
There you go. You rage until the sun comes up, and that's when you're married. Boom, bada boom. We'll see you guys later. That's the wed.
Honestly, I'm down.
Everybody's all
I'll be the only person there, but that's fine.
So Shannon N says, NTA, it's your day. Do what means the most to you. But if your family doesn't show up, honestly, I wouldn't consider them assholes either. See, like, I don't know. I'm kind of down. I guess what I wanted to say is that, look, sunset is not the same as sunrise. Sunrise is a banger.
Oh, sunrise is better?
Oh, way better.
But do you think it's only better because we never see it?
No, it's actually better.
Oh.
Because in sunset, you're going from max brightness to zero brightness, but going from 0 to max is way more cool.
Yeah, I guess it is more cool.
You can test this right now on your iPhone if you want,
what?
folks. It's really shitty. So turn down your screen. Put your screen to max brightness.
Oh.
Okay, and then slowly bring it down. It's okay.
Oh, my God. But yeah, that's how I'm going to get married. Just turn the brightness down on my iPhone.
But I don't know. Whenever I would do acid, and again, this is my point of reference because I have never watched the sunrise. I'd always look to my friend Sam, and we'd always go like, "Damn, nature puts on this show every single day," and damn, that was really deep at 5 a.m. in the morning.
5 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, it's funny because like I wanted to hate on this, but I was like, she seems to be pretty level-headed about this, even though it is a terrible request.
So you're not in?
What do you mean? In calling her an asshole?
Let's just say this is one of your Long Island friends. You grew up with her, you know, fucking Tiffany, and she's going to do this.
I can't believe you think so low of me that I would have a good friend named Tiffany.
All right. Well, Shisha is her name, man. Good old Shishi.
What?
Is getting, you know, an hour outside of the city in Sleepy Hollow.
Here's the thing, like, kind of just like this other wedding I went to, like, I would complain about it the whole entire time leading up to it, but I would probably have fun. And first of all, because you know I love a brunch.
I do love a brunch.
And also, if it was a good enough friend, like, I would go.
I would go. Listen, I would like to go to this one time. I don't want this to be a thing.
Right. Like, please don't make this a trend.
No, please, God.
No, nobody.
But as a one-off, I'm fascinated by it.
I don't hate it. And I thought I would, but I'm like, I can't bring myself to hate it.
Michelle L says, NTA, but if some people don't attend, try to be understanding. Some people are older or have health issues or maybe can't get a babysitter at that hour. I love the idea, by the way.
That applies to any wedding at any time.
Also, like, older people fucking love waking up early. It's like their favorite thing.
Right? My grandparents were eating breakfast at like 5:30 a.m.
Like,
like 6 a.m. making French toast.
They wake up so early. 2 a.m. That's when I wake up. That's when the paper. I call the paper if the paper boy hasn't delivered the
milkman.
newspaper. Yeah, where's the milk? Amber W says, if you're receiving so much backlash, why not have a private ceremony between you two in the morning? This tradition sounds very personal and romantic, so I don't understand the purpose of inviting everyone to share in that. I say do something together in the morning of breakfast with family, then have a short ceremony later in the day with a crazy party after. That's a pretty good compromise.
It's a good compromise.
It's also like...
The other thing is, are you the asshole for making like a wedding officiant, a witness, the restaurant staff open early?
Oh, yeah. How about those restaurant workers?
They be fucking pissed.
It's literally a restaurant staff of all Sarahs, just like this fucking bridezilla.
I'd be like drinking mimosas in the back.
Sarah M. writes, YTA for the first paragraph. Jesus, watching a new day begin is deeply meaningful to us. Shut the fuck up.
Honestly, vibes. That's a vibe, Sarah M. It was me.
Top Reddit comment by Blue Roo. A good solution is to have private ceremony with you and your fiance at 5:30 and then have a second ceremony at a more reasonable time for the guests.
Was Amber W the top Redditor? Like, she wrote that basically word for word.
Oh yeah, she stole it.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I just don't like that. Either step into it or back off. You know what I mean? Don't do this half wishy-washy.
I don't really agree.
You think she should do the duel?
I don't know. I mean, it just depends how much backlash she's getting versus like what her family is threatening versus how serious she takes those threats. Like, if they're really all like, I'm not going to come, then yeah, you should compromise.
I mean, okay, to play devil's ad here, so you go to the wedding, and who is that for? Well, it's for the couple, and like this stunning image is going to be a banger for the photos. No one can deny that. These are going to be knockout wedding photos.
You don't care about the back. Actually, I don't know because the lighting would be weird.
No, the lighting at sun's rise. The
sun is not
so
totally
sick.
up.
No, it's perfect.
To take a photo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's called gold. I mean, it's golden hour technically in the evening, but it works either way.
Then the other thing is you don't need your wedding guests in those photos of the ceremony.
Bingo.
You're only getting the back of their heads.
That's what I was trying to go for. Because now I am thinking maybe the dual solution lets you win both ways. You get your sexy ceremony. You make it like an exclusive thing or whatever. Only make your bridal party come. You know they're partying all night. Wait, what if they're partying all night? Can't you spin it that way?
So you're going to force your bridal party to party all night.
Oh, well, you don't have to force them. Just be like, hey, we're going to start partying at 1 a.m.
I think that you are overestimating the amount of people at like marriage age who want to party that late because it's literally like just me. I mean, no one I know.
When I get my jewel, I can sober party that late. You know what I mean?
I've yet to see it, so...
Top dissenting comment, ESH by Saint Godfather. By the way, not a lot of dissent here, surprisingly. I was really heading to dig. I wouldn't attend this.
You mean like not a lot of people saying YTA? Or
no, kind of. No, or went all. What was,
also, the top comment doesn't even have a verdict. So what's the top
I'm
verdict?
getting confused with the next. Sorry, the next one didn't have any dissent.
Okay.
Yeah, they had no verdict. Isn't that weird? That was very strange. Blue Roo didn't have a verdict. Anyway, St. Godfather says, ESH, I wouldn't attend this wedding. That's a crazy time. However, it's your wedding, so do you. Just be aware there may be low attendance.
So who sucks then? I guess the bride sucks, but then the guests would suck if they don't come. I guess that's kind of fair.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Are they? See, I'm literally between, are they both wrong or is nobody wrong? I think nobody's wrong because like they're not wrong to want to do this. And everybody else isn't wrong for not being thrilled about this idea.
Yeah, I say, and obviously we're going to stretch this because technically the question is AITA for wanting a sunrise wedding, which is one of those like
I hate when people
things.
Word the thing that way because it's like you're okay unless your desire is to like murder people or like abuse people, your desires are never going to make you wrong.
Yeah, desires
it's like,
aren't
what
bad.
are you doing?
Unless you're Catholic, then having a thought does make you evil.
You're right. Then wanting like even anything is bad. But like...
So I think we agree AITA for having a sunrise wedding. I'm saying no assholes here.
Oh, yeah, I think no assholes here.
AITA for refusing to tell my brother that his daughter might actually be my child. Hot dog. By EEPOMAO. My brother Will's wife, April, recently passed away from cancer. He has a 7-year-old daughter, Lacey. The thing is, there is a strong possibility that Lacey is actually my daughter. April had an affair with me shortly after they'd gotten married. Already don't like that wording. She had an affair with you? You mean we had an affair? I'm not debating the assholeness of us having an affair. I know that I'm a huge asshole in that regard. After we slept together, she got pregnant. We had a mutual agreement that we were never going to tell Will what happened as it would devastate him. As Lacey grew up, she began to look more and more like me. I don't think Will ever clued in. April and I talked about it a few times, and she said that just based on the timeline of when we slept together, there's a decent chance that Lacey is mine. When April got cancer, Will was obviously devastated. Near the end of her illness, April told me that eventually she would like Will and Lacey to know what happened between us. She made me promise to tell them. I promised her that I would, just to give her some peace. She passed away last month. I still have not told Will, and I don't think I ever will. He has been hyper-depressed since April died, and telling him this would just devastate him, let alone ruin our relationship. For all practical reasons, Lacey is his daughter. He's the one that has raised her, and neither of them know any different. Especially since April died, I think it would just be cruel to tell him that this daughter might not even be his daughter. On the other hand, I did promise April that I'd tell him, and if she is actually my daughter, I don't know if it would be better for that to be out in the open or not. Again, I'm not debating the assholeness of the affair. That's not the question here. AITA for not telling my brother.
Wow, this guy should never, ever, ever breathe a word of this to anyone, and I hope that he used fake names.
Yeah, I feel like he did.
I'm assuming,
April, Lacey, Will. I mean, what is this?
Yeah, who names their daughter Lacey?
No, that's terrible. That's a hard drive, sir.
A what?
Hard drive.
Oh yeah, I have one of those.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to me. This I don't know. I feel like we can figure out a way that this, because look, honesty is the best policy, right? I know it's a cliche, but
usually, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because like I think everyone and really, like I said, even in the Reddit, everyone is sort of like, don't tell. Like nobody is questioning that.
But usually in certain, like in other types of situations, it's always like you should probably just tell them.
Yeah,
but not this one.
My best analysis is like, look, to come clean in this case, right? That means you get to take the load off your shoulders. So OP gets to take he gets to stop bearing this burden.
Yeah. So to me, the reasons that I think it boils down to like you should not tell him are like, number one, who would it serve? Which you touched
Himself,
on.
Yeah.
Number two, what are the odds that she would find this out independently? She's already like, how old? Do they say?
Oh, that Lacey would find out. Well, so
grew up. So she's growing up. So it's like, all right, they've kept it a secret for this long.
Right.
And then number three, you're not even certain. And number four, it's like it would destroy your relationship. It would destroy two people for like literally no reason. So all around, I really can't see any benefit. But also like the wife, shouldn't she know whose kid it is? Like she should have a pretty good idea.
What do you mean?
In terms of like the timing.
If she was fucking them both.
Damn, that's cold to be actively fucking your husband and having an affair with his brother.
Yeah.
I would have assumed they had like a dead bedroom at that time. But
no, not necessarily.
Yikes. That would be cold.
Well, just because you went into the uncertainty question, a lot of people did bring up 23andMe and that she could get a 23andMe. But as far as I could tell, that wouldn't tell you who the father was. That would just tell you.
I don't know how those work because I've never gotten one
because
I don't want the government to have my DNA.
Right.
But I just thought it was like what your
And do you really need a chart
is.
that just says Jewish? I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. No, it'll be a waste of money. But yeah, I don't know how it works. But I think there are people who found, because I think basically like if anyone else in your family has done it, then it'll match you with those people.
Oh, so it'll link you together. Okay.
Yeah.
So in
but
theory,
then it's like, all right, as long as he doesn't get it, as long as the dad doesn't do 23andMe.
Right. That seems like a pretty low risk. Dads don't love 23andMe.
Yeah, it's a risk, but I don't know how real it is.
I've noticed the popularity has gone down a lot as awareness has gone up. That like they own your DNA.
That's
People
good.
don't like that shit.
Yeah, don't do it, guys.
Whisper M writes, NTA, if it doesn't have any purpose other than giving the deceased peace, then it is not worth it. Do not crush an already devastated world. Let them live in their blissful ignorance of belief in each other. You deserve to carry the weight of that guilt. Nobody else but you.
I agree. It's like this is your punishment for doing something so catastrophically bad.
Ugh, God, how horrible.
It's like, first of all, you fucked your brother's wife and you did it without a condom.
Yeah.
Somehow worse.
Is that what?
Yeah, it's like you're not even being safe. Also, you put her at a risk for STDs, and now you have this whole pregnancy fatherhood issue. Jeez, this went about as bad as it could have been.
I don't know, but the way you word that, like my girlfriend cheated on me. My first question isn't, but, well, was it raw dogging?
I mean, I think it's worse because you're putting them at risk.
Yeah. Fish ass writes, NTA, shut your ass up. People got angry. I know Fish. He's
I know, as if the OP is like reading this. It's like, now listen to me. You shut your mouth.
Yeah, like I just picture like grabbing him by the collar, sitting him down.
Yeah.
Shut your ass up telling your brother you had sex with his dead wife and possibly conceived his daughter. Well, she did the conceiving, right? She will still be his daughter even if it turns out you were her sperm donor. She is not and will not be yours, will cause an immeasurable amount of pain to him. I hate telling someone to ignore a relative's dying wish. In this case, you must. I think in general, though, fuck the wishes of the dying. If they're dead, it's not it's a pretty low priority. They're dead. Ghosts aren't real. So
right. I mean, in this case, especially, like, this request was real fucked up.
Yeah, it was, and it was thoughtless because it served to benefit no one. Alex C. writes, you effing suck, dude. NTA for this. Keep your stupid mouth shut.
So wait, I don't think a single person was like, no, you promised you should honor this promise. No one did, right?
No, and I looked through this. This is what I was talking about earlier, is that no one in the subreddit really said anything different.
Good.
The top Reddit comment, Lillian Shadows, YTA, if you tell him, there is absolutely no which is basically saying NTA. There is absolutely no reason to put this burden on your poor brother and niece. You and your brother share the same genes, so she doesn't need to know for medical reasons. This will destroy your family. Leave it alone.
So should we talk about your initial verdicts, which was no assholes here?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the question there is, so I had posted about this, and then you said the dead lady is the asshole. Can a dead person be the asshole in a situation?
Yes. Okay, here's why. Because this is really between, in terms of like who's the asshole, it's like him for ignoring this person's request. That's kind of what this boils down to. So the asshole is the person who made this request. And yes, that is the dead lady. Because now the more that I think about it, the more I'm like honestly mad. Because I'm like, you did something very terrible.
Yeah.
And you are like, oh, I'm going to wait until I die, make the other person shoulder the entire fallout of this nuclear bomb, and I'm going to be dead, so I don't have to deal with anything, even though I was an equal participant in this.
Okay, I think we are starting to get into like real inside baseball AITA here, but I'll push back a little bit on that and say, you've made a good point here.
Thank you.
That a dead person is part of the situation and could be the asshole, but I submit to you, the victim of the dead person's request, right, is OP. And fuck him, right? He's the one who has to bear the additional burden of the request, right? So he might have some additional guilt because he's like, not only do I have to bear the guilt of having fucked April, now I know that I'm also betraying April's wishes. Like, so I don't know. I don't know.
So I don't understand what you're saying.
So why is she, how could she be an asshole when what she did is ultimately just throw more guilt on OP? That's her crime?
But I think you're approaching it from the perspective of like he was psychic and knew that like then this was her real intentions was to saddle him with more guilt. I think her intentions were exactly what was said.
I see what you're saying. So her intentions were for him to tell. Yeah. But why would she want that? Because
I don't know.
She felt guilty.
Because she felt guilty. She wants her daughter and whoever to know the truth.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Woo!
You got me. All right, so AITA for refusing to tell my brother that his daughter might actually be my child. I'm going to transition from no assholes here into NTA, and the other person is, and we're talking about...
Don't you dare fucking tell anybody about this shit.
April is the asshole, we're saying.
Yeah. May she rest in peace.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the show, listener submissions. This is a bit of a classic. We posted this a while ago. I realized we never talked about it. And Sarah,
at least I hope not, because I don't think we did either.
No, we didn't.
I remember reading about it.
And even if we did, you're a little rage fester who goes to music festivals every third weekend. I have no serotonin and I have no brain cells. Yeah, you're the perfect person to respond. Was at a festival with a big group of friends and we all decided to book an Airbnb. It was a 2-day festival, so we only needed it for one night. We split the cost depending on the shittiness of the sleeping situation. Those who had a room paid the most, couch sleepers had a lower rate, and the floor peasants, my personal scenario, paid the least. There were a lot of people we knew at this event that were not in on the Airbnb because they made other arrangements or weren't staying both days for whatever reason. During the show, amongst everyone being too drunk, phones dying, only one person having the key to get in, etc., I lost my crowd. I saw a friend there who lived in the area and decided to stay at their house because I couldn't make contact with my initial group. The next morning, as I was Ubering to the Airbnb to fix my face and start the party over again, my friend asked me to Venmo them the share that I committed to. In other words, to Venmo them the money that they owed.
Yep.
I didn't think twice about it and said, yeah, no problem, but let me get there and charge my phone first. I didn't even question the fact I still need to pay for my portion, even though I didn't stay there because we budgeted together and it's nobody's fault. Upon my arrival, I see that there are way more people in the house, random people they met at the show, 2 friends that I didn't want to go in on the Airbnb, and 2 people, significant others, that decided to come last minute. I asked my friend how much I should send, and the price was the same as the original arrangement, meaning these extra 7 people did not contribute. I told my friend that I'm willing to still contribute if needed, but I think we should split it in an extra 7 ways, which they thought would be too hard. I told them I'm not trying to put them in a position where I committed to pay, but won't. But also, it seems very unfair that all these extra people aren't paying, and I told them I wouldn't be paying for any of it because 6 people shouldn't have to split a 13-person Airbnb, at which I didn't even get to stay at.
Okay, I mean, first of all these people are idiots, like serious idiots. You're going to a music festival, you know phones die, you know you don't have service, you have to set up a meeting point, especially if only one person has a key to your Airbnb.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
right
like
there.
this was truly a recipe for a disaster on top of like drunkenness, random people getting invited to stay. Like, I feel for OP because it's not like 1 extra person, it's 7 extra people.
Yeah, but OP didn't even use the fucking thing. They weren't even there.
Right.
It didn't even affect their purchase.
True, but and on the other hand, yeah, OP like used the Airbnb, like got ready there, charged their phone, just didn't sleep there.
Ah, that's a good point. They did use it.
Yeah, it's like you're using it. Even if you didn't sleep on the floor.
I say
Like a floor peasant.
yeah, they didn't even do their floor peasantry. I mean, I just think it's ridiculous. I wrote, YTA, you agreed to pay something you decided not to use or weren't capable
Right, they
of
did
using.
decide to not to use it. Also, they could have gone to the house and like rang the doorbell.
Yeah, that it was used by someone else as a material. Imagine you and a friend agree to rent a car and split the week in half, but then you end up not needing it or being around, so they drive to Arby's 32 times instead for a delicious roast beef sandwich.
Ew.
Doesn't matter. You weren't there to broker a deal with a replacement. Why would that responsibility fall on them? They agreed to split with you and you didn't show. Pay your 1/6. It's a fair thing to do.
Here's a situation though. Let's say OP showed up.
Okay.
There's 7 extra people on the floor. That's really going to diminish your quality of sleep. What do you think should happen then?
Then I think
I don't think trying to split it with those extra people is unreasonable.
no. I think I think what you have to realize here, and when people are putting this together, look, let's be real here. OP's in college and they're poor. Like, this money matters to them, obviously,
Yeah.
right? Because any decent person is like, here's a $50.
First of all, I would never pay money to sleep on a floor.
No,
Never.
That's ridiculous.
Which was literally an option. Like so many times when I was looking for a Coachella Airbnb, someone was like $70 a night to sleep on my air mattress. I was like, you can fuck all the way off. Like, no way.
Crazy. So, I think, when you're in college, and I remember being the person who was like this, it's like it's unfair to make the person who's fronting the money basically deal with this risk and deal with this enforcement.
Right.
So,
And then
like,
hunt more people
of
down
course,
for money.
like, how the fuck are they supposed to do that? The same way that OP would have to. And like,
See, I think whoever let these extra 7 people in should get roped into
But
this responsibility.
honestly, I think that's also like a little bit ridiculous. Everyone's
Okay.
on fucking drugs. Everyone's fucked up. You're really going to make Jeremy pay? Jeremy brought the E.
No, Jeremy
brought the E,
no.
Sarah.
Jeremy should be like, yeah, you can stay here if you can Venmo me $10 or whatever. I'm just trying to realistically think how much you would be charging for a bed on a floor and then divide that by like an extra 7 people.
I just think it's one of those things where it's like, if you're going to be a control freak and be petty about money, like, this is the wrong environment for that,
Oh, agreed. Because
it's
this was so poorly organized. And there was like, why were there no backup plans? Why was there no meeting point?
Yeah, and it's like, look.
Also, the other person shouldn't have waited until they were already at the Airbnb to like recoup their money too.
Right.
Like I would do that shit immediately after I book.
There are people sleeping on a floor.
Floor peasants.
Floor peasants. Sir
love it.
H writes, I wish you had stated how much it was, but considering you had the quote unquote floor peasants portion, it can't be that much, right? Just pay it and make it known that in the future, if more people plan on joining, even last second like the significant others, then they have to pay. The people that just show up can't be held to really. It's a music festival, but if you don't pay, you'd be the asshole. See, I think that is clear as day. It's like, look, don't fuck over the person who fronted the Airbnb money. They didn't do nothing.
Right. And like, don't make them have to chase these other people down.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Lauren B says, YTA, had you paid your friend who so kindly fronted everyone else prior to the festival, it wouldn't even be in question.
Right, that's true. You wouldn't go ask them for your money back.
No, because freaking those two crazy drunk girls slept there. Oh, well, were the two drunk girls a lot of fun last night when you were watching them make out? Oh, now you don't like that.
Now you hate them. But I honestly would be super annoyed if I like paid money to stay at a house and then a million extra people were there.
I would too, and then I wouldn't roll with that group next time, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Or I'd be like, hey, can we not fucking do this? Also, it's one night, I guess. I'd be like, hey, can we not do this tomorrow night? But it's only one night.
Yeah. Or I would, just quit drinking for 5 years. Hey. Jose G writes, not entirely sure if they're the asshole, but if it was this year's Coachella, they could have slept through Kid Cudi set because that dude was just going through the motions. I don't know why Jose took a random shot.
I love that.
Kid
That's
Cudi.
so funny. Maybe this was Coachella. No.
I think
Coachella
was.
is 3 days.
It's
Friday,
3
Saturday,
days,
Sunday.
2 weekends.
2 nights.
You can't get a 2-day pass for Coachella?
I don't know. But it's not a 2-day festival, I can tell you that much.
Okay. Well, Sarah, you got anything else? Any assholes you ran into today? I'm still recovering here from surgery, stayed in all day. I'm doing nothing.
Any assholes? I feel like I did, but now I can't honestly remember. So, no, I don't think so. I went to this workout class that was kind of ridiculous.
Okay.
So the premise is cool. It's like it's a 40-minute class. There's no real set class times. Like a class starts every 10 minutes and I'll explain how this works. So basically there's just like 4 circuit stations that you rotate through. So the theory is you can never really be late to class. You just get there, you wait for the next 10-minute slot and then you just like go.
Oh, that's kind of cool. It
was cool, except for the fact that as I was doing this, I was like, okay, this is really just a CrossFit gym with a little extra supervision, which I would definitely do again if it was like $20 a class. But I have a feeling they're charging like $40 a class for me to essentially do a self-guided workout.
Oh, fuck that.
So I gotta look into the price point, but I do have a feeling they're charging regular New York City boutique fitness class prices.
Oh, God.
But overall, I can't move my arms, so that's good.
There you go. That's why I don't work out. Too many douchebags at the book. I start eating Cheetos. Too many douchebags at the stupid thing.
Oh, my gosh. No, there's a hot guy who works in my gym at the Planet Fitness. He is at the front desk. That's all I have to say.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like,
I feel like
he
you
doesn't
would
seem
come
like a
at me
douchebag.
if I said that.
No,
There's
I
this
wouldn't.
hot girl, Sarah.
And then, but if you were like, Anna, I just stared at her boobs, like, I can't help it. You just stare.
No, I can help staring. Yeah,
no, I didn't say that. I was just like, he's hot. That's it. We've now made like prolonged eye contact. So maybe next week I'll work up to like a hi.
Yeah, will you actually make a move on him?
Would I shoot my shot? I don't know. I'd have to like suss it out more to like figure out what his situation is. He's probably just being polite to me because I am a patron of the gym.
Yeah, it's his job.
I'm sure I'm imagining everything. Yeah, so no, I have no idea.
Well, keep us updated, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Thanks a lot for the comment. We love comments. We love submissions. We're very excited. We have Carmen Lynch coming on the show. Woo! So that's something to look forward to. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. Go to AITApod.com for everything else.
Yeah, I have a new updated bio there. It's fun times.
It's a great bio.
Thank you.
And
I wrote it myself.
Really good picture of Sarah.
Thank you. I don't think it's that good, but it's like the best headshot that I have.
Oh, okay. I try, folks. I was staring at your picture. How about that, Sarah?
I can't help it. That's like always your thing. In your like weird fake Boston accent.
What can I do, Sarah? My eyes go where they go, and I like it, okay?
Oh, my God.
That's it. We'll see you guys next Monday.